Hey everyone, let's travel back in time and picture Africa before Islam arrived. Imagine a land bursting with different cultures, each special in its own way. Religion was super important to people back then. Societies followed traditional religions, passing down beliefs like precious stories. They honored ancestors and worshipped spirits and deities. Think of the ancient Egyptians and their gods and goddesses. Social structures ranged from small family groups to massive empires. The Kingdom of Kush had powerful queens and incredible buildings. Trade routes connected people and goods over huge distances. The trans-Saharan trade route exchanged gold, salt and ivory. This trade brought wealth to empires like Ghana. The Indian Ocean trade route linked East African cities with faraway lands. This sea route allowed for the trading of spices and textiles. These trade networks show how connected Africa was to the world. To sum it up, Africa before Islam was a vibrant mix of cultures, beliefs, and traditions. Now let's fast forward to the 7th century CE when Islam arrived in Africa. This new monotheistic faith, which began in the Arabian Peninsula, would change African societies forever. But here's the thing, Islam didn't arrive in Africa all at once. It was introduced gradually through a series of interactions, mainly through trade and conquest. The first major contact happened when Muslims conquered Egypt in 641 CE. Egypt, with its strategic location and ancient civilization, became a crucial gateway for Islam to spread into Africa. The Muslim armies, led by the skilled general Amr ibn al-As, faced resistance from the Byzantine Empire, which ruled Egypt at that time. However, the Muslims' military strength and their promise of religious tolerance for the local Coptic Christian population eventually led to their victory. With Egypt under Muslim control, the stage was set for Islam to expand further across North Africa. Islam brought new ideas, beliefs, and practices to the region. It also led to the creation of new political and social structures, forever changing the course of African history. From its starting point in Egypt, Islam spread westward along the North African coast. This expansion was fueled by trade, migration, and military campaigns. Coastal port cities were especially open to the new faith. Cities like Alexandria, Tunis, and Tripoli became centers of Islamic learning and culture. Traders played a key role in spreading Islam. Muslim merchants set up trading posts and communities. They brought their faith and shared it with locals. The Berbers were receptive to Islam. Many saw Islam as a force of liberation. They were drawn to its message of equality and justice. The conversion of Berber tribes had a huge impact. It led to powerful Berber Muslim dynasties shaping North Africa. The spread of Islam in North Africa was closely connected to the rise of powerful Islamic empires called caliphates. These caliphates, based in the Middle East, played a vital role in governing the newly conquered territories and promoting Islamic law and scholarship. The Umayyad Caliphate, established in 661 CE, was the first major Islamic empire to rule over North Africa. The Umayyads, with their capital in Damascus, set up a centralized administrative system that helped them solidify their control over the region. They appointed governors to oversee the provinces and collected taxes to fund their administration. The Umayyads also encouraged the spread of Islam by sending scholars and missionaries to teach the new faith. In 750 CE, the Umayyad Caliphate was overthrown by the Abbasids, who established a new dynasty with its capital in Baghdad. The Abbasids continued the work of their predecessors, further strengthening Muslim rule in North Africa and promoting Islamic learning and culture. Under the Abbasids, North Africa experienced a time of economic prosperity and intellectual growth. New centers of learning known as madrasas were established, attracting scholars from all over the Islamic world. Section 5. Conversions and Coexistence, a complex religious landscape. The arrival of Islam in North Africa didn't mean that everyone immediately converted to the new faith. Instead, it set off a complex process of religious and cultural change that took centuries to unfold. While many people, especially in cities and among the Berber tribes, embraced Islam, others continued to follow their traditional beliefs. Christianity, which had been the main religion in North Africa under Roman and Byzantine rule, gradually became less influential. However, some communities continued to practice it, particularly in Egypt and Ethiopia. Judaism also had a long history in North Africa, and Jewish communities continued to thrive under Muslim rule. In many cases, Muslims, Christians and Jews lived together peacefully, engaging in trade and cultural exchange. Islamic law gave protected status to Christians and Jews known as dhimmis, allowing them to practice their religions freely as long as they paid a special tax. This policy of religious tolerance contributed to the relative stability and prosperity of Muslim-ruled North Africa. Section 6. Trade routes transformed. The Islamic influence. The arrival of Islam significantly impacted trade routes and commercial activities in North Africa. Muslim traders, with their extensive networks and access to vast markets in the East, played a leading role in expanding and transforming trade. One significant development was that North Africa became part of the vast Islamic trading world. The Islamic world, stretching from Spain in the west to Central Asia in the east, provided new markets for North African goods. Islamic economic principles such as the prohibition of usury and the emphasis on fair trade also influenced business practices. The introduction of a common currency, the dinar, made trade and economic growth easier. The trans-Saharan trade, which had long connected North Africa with sub-Saharan Africa, flourished under Muslim rule. Gold, salt, slaves, ivory and other commodities flowed across the Sahara, enriching both regions. The Islamic world's demand for gold, in particular, fueled the growth of powerful empires in West Africa, such as Ghana and Mali, which controlled access to the gold mines. Section 7. New structures of power governance under Muslim rule. The arrival of Islam brought significant changes to how North Africa was governed. New dynasties and empires emerged, adopting Islamic principles of governance and administration. One of the earliest and most influential of these dynasties was the Aghlabid Emirate, which ruled over Ifriqiya, present-day Tunisia and eastern Algeria, from the 9th to the 10th centuries. The Aghlabids, appointed by the Abbasid caliphs, established a powerful and prosperous state. They built impressive mosques and palaces, supported the arts and sciences, and maintained a strong military. Another significant dynasty was the Fatimid Caliphate, which emerged in the 10th century and challenged the Abbasids for supremacy in the Islamic world. The Fatimids, who claimed to be descended from the Prophet Muhammad's daughter Fatima, established their capital in Cairo, Egypt, making it a major center of Islamic learning and culture. These dynasties and others that followed adopted Islamic law known as Sharia as the basis for their legal systems. They established courts to settle disputes and appointed judges known as qadis to administer justice. Section 8. A fusion of cultures, Arab and Berber interactions. When Islam arrived in North Africa, it led to a rich and complex process of cultural exchange and fusion, especially between Arab and Berber cultures. While Islam originated in the Arabian Peninsula, it was the Berbers who played a crucial role in its spread and development in North Africa. One of the most significant areas of cultural exchange was language. Arabic, the language of the Quran and Islamic scholarship, gradually became the language of administration, trade, and religion in North Africa. However, Berber languages continued to be spoken, and in some regions they flourished alongside Arabic. Architecture also reflected the fusion of Arab and Berber traditions. Mosques, built in the Islamic style, often incorporated local architectural elements, such as the use of distinctive horseshoe arches and intricate geometric designs. The Great Mosque of Kairouan in Tunisia, for example, is a stunning example of Islamic architecture that blends Arab and Berber influences. In the world of music and literature too, Arab and Berber traditions intertwined, creating new and vibrant forms of artistic expression. Section 9. A continent transformed, the enduring legacy of Islam. The arrival of Islam in Africa was a pivotal moment that had a profound and lasting impact on the continent. It introduced new religious beliefs, social structures, political systems, and cultural practices that transformed African societies. Islam's message of monotheism and its emphasis on equality and social justice resonated with many Africans, leading to widespread conversions. The establishment of Islamic empires and dynasties brought political stability and economic prosperity to many parts of Africa. The integration of Africa into the vast Islamic trading world opened up new markets and facilitated economic growth. The fusion of Arab and Berber cultures created a rich and vibrant cultural tapestry that continues to shape African societies today. However, the arrival of Islam also brought challenges. The trans-Saharan slave trade, which had existed before Islam, intensified under Muslim rule, with devastating consequences for millions of Africans. The legacy of this trade continues to cast a long shadow over Africa. Despite these challenges, the arrival of Islam in Africa was a transformative event that shaped the continent's history in profound and enduring ways. The story of Islam in West Africa is a captivating tale of cultural exchange, economic transformation, and religious change. It is a narrative that spans centuries, illustrating how a new faith found its way into the hearts and minds of diverse communities, influencing their way of life and their worldview. It is a story intricately woven into the very fabric of West African societies, shaping their identities, beliefs, and interactions with the wider world. The arrival of Islam brought with it new forms of governance, education, and trade, which were seamlessly integrated into the existing cultural and social structures. Unlike the rapid conquests that marked the spread of Islam in other regions, the arrival of Islam in West Africa was a gradual and peaceful process, largely driven by trade and interpersonal relationships. Merchants and traders played a crucial role, acting as conduits of not just goods but also ideas and beliefs. From the 8th century onwards, the sands of the Sahara Desert became pathways for a new faith, carried not by armies but by merchants seeking fortune and sharing their beliefs. These trade routes connected distant lands, facilitating not only the exchange of goods but also the spread of religious and cultural ideas. This essay will explore the fascinating journey of Islam in West Africa, examining its arrival, its influence on powerful empires, and the ways in which it was embraced, adapted, and sometimes resisted by the diverse communities of the region. We will delve into the stories of influential leaders who adopted Islam and the impact it had on their reigns and their people. The story of Islam in West Africa is not just a religious one, but a testament to human interaction, cultural exchange, and the enduring power of ideas to transcend borders and shape destinies. It is a rich tapestry of history that continues to influence the region to this day, reflecting the dynamic interplay between faith, culture, and commerce. Often perceived as a formidable barrier, the Sahara Desert served as a vital link between North Africa, steeped in the traditions of Islam, and the burgeoning kingdoms of West Africa. This vast expanse of sand and rock, stretching over 3.6 million square miles, was more than just an obstacle. It was a conduit for connection and exchange. Crisscrossing this seemingly desolate landscape were ancient trade routes, pathways not just for goods but for ideas, cultures, and religions. These routes, etched into the sands by countless footsteps and camel hooves, were lifelines that sustained the flow of commerce and communication. Traversing these routes were Berber merchants, originating from North Africa, who played a pivotal role in introducing Islam to the region. These traders, with their deep knowledge of the desert and its secrets, were instrumental in bridging the gap between distant lands. These traders, driven by economic opportunities and guided by their faith, established trading posts and communities in West African cities. These posts became bustling centers of commerce, where goods and ideas were exchanged in a vibrant marketplace. They brought with them not just sought-after goods like salt, textiles, and glassware, but also their Islamic faith, which gradually began to take root in West Africa. The exchange was not merely transactional, it was transformative, influencing the social and cultural fabric of the region. The introduction of the camel, a remarkable animal capable of withstanding the harsh desert conditions, further revolutionized trans-Saharan trade. These resilient creatures could travel long distances without water, carrying heavy loads, thus making the arduous journey across the desert more feasible and efficient. This in turn intensified the interactions between North and West Africa, facilitating the exchange of religious ideas alongside commercial goods. The Sahara, once seen as an insurmountable barrier, became a bridge of trade and faith, connecting diverse cultures and fostering a rich tapestry of human civilization. The rise of powerful empires in West Africa, namely Ghana, Mali, and Songhai, marked a significant turning point in the story of Islam in the region. These empires not only shaped the political landscape, but also played a crucial role in the cultural and religious transformation of West Africa. While the rulers of the Ghana Empire, one of the earliest and most influential in the region, did not convert to Islam, they allowed Muslim communities to flourish within their realm, recognizing the economic benefits of peaceful coexistence and trade with Muslim merchants. The bustling markets of Ghana became hubs of commerce where goods, ideas, and beliefs were exchanged. However, it was under the Mali Empire that Islam truly flourished. The empire's embrace of Islam was not just a political move, but a profound cultural shift that influenced every aspect of life. Mansa Musa, the legendary ruler of Mali, embraced Islam and made it the official religion of his empire. His famous pilgrimage to Mecca in 1324 showcased the wealth and piety of Mali, leaving a lasting impression on the Islamic world. His reign marked a golden age for Islam in West Africa, with the construction of mosques, the establishment of Islamic schools, and the patronage of scholars. Mansa Musa's support for education and religion helped to solidify the foundations of Islamic culture in the region. This period witnessed the flourishing of scholarship, with Timbuktu, a city in present-day Mali, emerging as a renowned center of Islamic learning and attracting scholars from across the Muslim world. The libraries and universities of Timbuktu became symbols of intellectual achievement and cultural exchange, preserving knowledge that would influence generations to come. No discussion of Islam in West Africa would be complete without mentioning Mansa Musa, the iconic ruler of the Mali Empire. His legendary pilgrimage to Mecca in 1324 CE, a journey undertaken by devout Muslims, not only showcased the immense wealth of his empire, but also profoundly impacted the spread and perception of Islam in West Africa and beyond. Mansa Musa's pilgrimage was a grand spectacle, with a massive caravan that included thousands of attendants, soldiers and slaves, and carrying with it an enormous amount of gold. His generosity during the pilgrimage, particularly in cities like Cairo, left a lasting impression and solidified Mali's reputation as a land of immense wealth and devout Islamic faith. Moreover, Mansa Musa's reign witnessed the flourishing of Islamic scholarship in Mali, further solidifying the empire's status as a center of Islamic learning in West Africa. Section 5. Timbuktu, the jewel of Islamic scholarship in Africa. No city embodies the intellectual vibrancy that Islam brought to West Africa quite like Timbuktu. Located on the edge of the Sahara Desert, Timbuktu transformed from a seasonal trading post into a thriving center of commerce and scholarship, a beacon of knowledge that attracted scholars and students from far and wide. Under the patronage of Mansa Musa and his successors, Timbuktu witnessed the construction of magnificent mosques, including the iconic Jingareba Mosque, Sankore Mosque, and Sidi Yahya Mosque. These mosques not only served as places of worship, but also housed important centers of learning, attracting renowned scholars and boasting impressive libraries that housed countless manuscripts on a wide range of subjects, from religion and law to mathematics, astronomy, and medicine. The legacy of Timbuktu stands as a testament to the intellectual achievements of West Africa during its golden age of Islamic scholarship. In West Africa, Islam did not just replace traditional beliefs, it blended with them. This syncretism created a unique form of Islam that incorporated local customs and traditions. You see, traditional African spiritual practices, such as ancestor worship and the use of amulets, found their way into Islamic practices. This blending allowed Islam to be more accessible and relatable to the local populations. Not everyone embraced Islam with open arms. There were pockets of resistance where local rulers and communities held firmly to their indigenous beliefs. This resistance was not merely a rejection of a new religion, but also an effort to preserve cultural identity and autonomy. Over time, some of these resistant communities did adopt Islam, but they did so on their own terms, incorporating it into their existing cultural frameworks. Islam profoundly influenced West African culture, from architecture to education. Mosques became centers of learning, and cities like Timbuktu flourished as hubs of Islamic scholarship. The introduction of Arabic script facilitated the recording of history, law, and poetry, enriching the cultural tapestry of the region. This impact extended to the arts, where Islamic geometric patterns and calligraphy began to appear in local crafts and textiles. The encounter between Islam and West Africa was complex and multifaceted. It was not just a story of conversion, but of adaptation and enrichment. The blending of Islamic and indigenous practices created a unique cultural landscape, one that continues to evolve today. This encounter has left an indelible mark on the region, shaping its history, culture, and identity in profound ways. The east coast of Africa has always been a place where different cultures and religions meet. From the busy ports of the Swahili coast to the paths that went inland, lots of different people and ideas have come and gone for many years. One of the biggest changes in East Africa was when Islam arrived. Arab traders brought Islam in the 7th and 8th centuries. Slowly, more and more people started following Islam, and it changed East African history forever. Islam came to East Africa because of the Indian Ocean trade routes. Arab traders traveled across the ocean, bringing cool things and also their religion. Islam's idea that everyone is equal and its rules about doing good things were popular with lots of East Africans. They found guidance and a sense of belonging in this new faith. Islam didn't spread quickly in East Africa like it did in some other places. It happened slowly, mostly because of trade, marriages between different groups, and sharing cultures. Muslim traders and scholars were very good at sharing their ideas. They built mosques, schools, and communities along the coast. Over time, Islam became a big part of East African life, its society, culture, and even its government. Islam shaped everything from the rise of strong Swahili cities to the development of Swahili culture. It really changed who they were and what their future would be. The Indian Ocean trade routes were super important for connecting East Africa to the rest of the Islamic world. From the Red Sea ports in Arabia to the busy markets in India and beyond, these routes helped people trade goods, share ideas, and move around. This is how Islam first came to East Africa, brought by Arab traders who set up trading posts and communities along the coast. Dhows, special Arab sailboats, became a symbol of this trade. Their big triangular sails caught the monsoon winds as they carried spices, cloth, ivory, and other valuable things across the ocean. These trips weren't just about business, they also brought new languages, customs, and beliefs to East Africa. As trade grew, so did the relationships between Arab traders and the people who already lived in East Africa. Muslim merchants married local women, and their children created a new group of Swahili people, a mix of different cultures. Many East Africans decided to follow Islam, and this often helped them do better in business since Muslim traders like to trade with other Muslims. The Indian Ocean trade routes helped spread Islamic ideas, practices, and values. Mosques and madrasas, which are Islamic schools, popped up in port cities, teaching about Islam and creating a shared Islamic identity among all the different people living on the East African coast. When Islam arrived, lots of cities started growing on the East African coast. From the 10th to the 15th centuries, many successful city-states appeared, from Somalia in the north to Mozambique in the south. These Swahili city-states became busy centers of trade, culture, and Islamic learning. Some of the most important cities were Kilwa, Mombasa, Zanzibar, and Lamu. Because they were in good spots on the coast, these cities controlled important trade routes and attracted merchants from Arabia, Persia, India, and even China. All the money from trade helped these cities grow into big, exciting places with beautiful mosques, palaces, and other buildings. The Swahili city-states were full of people from all over and had a unique mix of Arab, Persian, African, and Islamic cultures. The leaders of these cities often said they were descended from Arabs or Persians. They used Islamic ways of governing laws and social customs. Arabic became the language of business, government, and learning, which made the cities even more connected to the rest of the Islamic world. The mosques in these cities were important for teaching about Islam, holding community events and studying. Islamic scholars came from Arabia and other places, bringing their knowledge of Islamic law, theology, and philosophy. The Swahili city-states became famous for their Islamic scholarship, and students came from all over East Africa and beyond to study there. The Swahili people, a mix of cultures and faith. The word Swahili comes from the Arabic word Sawahili, which means of the coast. The Swahili people came about from a mix of Bantu-speaking Africans and Arab, Persian, and other traders who settled on the East African coast. Over many years, a unique Swahili culture developed, combining African and Islamic traditions. Islam was really important in shaping who the Swahili people were. It gave them a shared religion and culture that brought together all the different communities along the Swahili coast. The Swahili language, which is a Bantu language with lots of Arabic words, shows this mix of African and Islamic influences. Swahili society was patriarchal, meaning men were in charge, and Islamic law guided things like inheritance, marriage, and family life. But traditional African customs and beliefs were still important in Swahili culture, especially outside the cities. This mix of Islamic and local practices can be seen in many parts of Swahili life, from music and dancing to religious ceremonies. Swahili food also shows the region's many cultures. Foods like rice, coconut milk, and spices came from Arab and Indian traders, while seafood, plantains, and cassava are local African foods. Spices like cumin, coriander, turmeric, and cloves give Swahili food its delicious and unique flavors. Hey everyone, and welcome. We're thrilled to have you here with us today. Today we're diving into the fascinating and intricate history of Islam in the Horn of Africa, a region rich in cultural and religious diversity. This area, which includes countries like Somalia, Ethiopia, Eritrea, and Djibouti, has been a melting pot of cultures and religions for a very long time. The intermingling of different traditions has created a unique tapestry of human experience. Islam in particular has been a major force in shaping this region's past and present. The beautiful mosques and Islamic architecture stand as a testament to its enduring influence. Its journey here began right at the start of the Islamic faith, leaving a lasting impact on the people, their politics, and their beliefs. The ancient manuscripts and calligraphy from this period are invaluable records of this rich history. You see, the Horn of Africa's connection to Islam goes way back, even before it became widespread in the Arabian Peninsula. The early migrations played a crucial role in this connection. It was to the land we now call Ethiopia that a small group of early Muslims traveled, seeking safety from danger in Mecca. This journey was a significant moment in the history of Islam. This event, known as the first Hijra, was super important in Islamic history. It marked the beginning of a long and enduring relationship between the Horn of Africa and the Islamic world. It cemented the Horn of Africa as a safe place, a place that welcomed this new faith from the very beginning. The landscapes and communities of Ethiopia became intertwined with the story of Islam. The arrival of Islam here wasn't a one-time thing, but a gradual process of people connecting, sharing, and blending traditions. The Red Sea trade routes were vital in facilitating these exchanges. Traders, scholars, and explorers traveling across the Red Sea and the Indian Ocean helped spread Islamic beliefs, practices, and ideas. Their journeys were instrumental in the diffusion of Islam. People living in coastal communities were among the first to embrace Islam, and from there it slowly moved inland, mixing with existing customs and beliefs. These coastal areas became vibrant centers of Islamic culture. Over many years, Islam in the Horn of Africa developed its own unique character, influenced by the region's distinct culture and history. The blending of Islamic and local traditions created a rich cultural mosaic. The faith's ability to adapt and blend is clear in the many different ways Islam is practiced throughout the region. This adaptability has allowed Islam to thrive in diverse cultural settings. From busy port cities along the Red Sea to the Ethiopian highlands, Islam has become a core part of life in the Horn of Africa. These areas have become hubs of Islamic learning and culture. It's a rich legacy that continues to shape the region today and into the future. The enduring presence of Islam in the Horn of Africa is a testament to its profound and lasting impact. In the early 7th century, when Prophet Muhammad's message of Islam was just starting to spread in Mecca, the city was a bustling center of trade and culture. However, this new message was not welcomed by everyone. His followers faced a lot of trouble. They were persecuted, harassed, and even tortured for their beliefs. The situation was dire, and the early Muslims lived in constant fear for their lives. The leaders of Mecca, the Quraysh tribe, saw this new faith as a threat to their power and control. They were the custodians of the Kaaba and held significant influence over the city's religious and economic life. As things got worse, Prophet Muhammad, worried about the safety of his people, made a big decision. He knew that staying in Mecca could mean the end for many of his followers. He decided to send a group of Muslims to seek refuge in the Christian Kingdom of Abyssinia. This was a bold move, as it meant leaving their homeland and venturing into the unknown. Abyssinia, ruled by the kind and fair King al-Nagashi, also known as Najashi, was known for welcoming people of all faiths. The king was renowned for his justice and compassion. This empire, with its strong Christian history, became a safe haven for those escaping danger. The early Muslims hoped to find peace and security in this distant land. This first journey to safety, called the Hijra, was made by a small group of 11 men and 4 women, led by Prophet Muhammad's cousin, Jafar ibn Abi Talib. They traveled with hope and faith, leaving behind everything they knew. When they reached Abyssinia, King al-Nagashi welcomed them with open arms. He listened to their plight and offered them protection without hesitation. When messengers from Mecca arrived demanding the Muslims be returned, the king refused. The Quraysh had sent envoys with gifts, hoping to persuade the king to hand over the refugees. He said he would not turn away those who sought his protection. King al-Nagashi's sense of justice and his commitment to protecting the oppressed were unwavering. In an amazing display of respect between religions, Jafar ibn Abi Talib recited verses from the Quran. He spoke eloquently about the teachings of Islam, emphasizing the common ground between Islam and Christianity. He explained the teachings of Islam and highlighted the shared values of Christianity and Islam, like believing in one God, being kind, and valuing human life. This interfaith dialogue was a remarkable moment in history. King al-Nagashi was truly touched by Jafar's words. He saw the sincerity and truth in the message and was moved by the shared values of compassion and justice. He saw the goodness in the Muslims and gave them a safe place to live in his kingdom. The refugees were grateful for the king's kindness and generosity. The first Hijra is a powerful example of religious tolerance, compassion, and helping those in need. It stands as a testament to the strength of human kindness and the importance of protecting the vulnerable. It also shows the early interactions between Islam and Christianity in the Horn of Africa, marked by respect and understanding. These interactions laid the groundwork for future relations between the two faiths. The Muslims who found refuge in Abyssinia found more than just safety. They found a welcoming community where they could practice their faith freely. They were able to live without fear of persecution. This event solidified the Horn of Africa's reputation as a place of refuge for early Muslims and laid the foundation for the strong bond between Islam and the region. The legacy of the first Hijra continues to inspire and remind us of the importance of compassion and understanding across different faiths and cultures. After the first Hijra, Islam slowly began to take root in the Horn of Africa, spreading through trade, people moving around, and peaceful conversion. The region became a melting pot of cultures and religions, with Islam gradually becoming a significant influence. Traders and travelers brought not only goods but also new ideas and beliefs, fostering a rich tapestry of cultural exchange. By the 9th century, Muslim-led kingdoms started to pop up, showing the growth of organized Islamic communities in the region. These kingdoms were not just political entities, but also centers of learning and culture where scholars and artists thrived. The spread of Islam brought new architectural styles, educational institutions, and a vibrant intellectual life. One of the most important of these was the Adal Sultanate, which became really powerful in the 14th century. The Sultanate's influence extended far beyond its borders, impacting neighboring regions through trade, diplomacy, and sometimes conflict. Adal's strategic location made it a key player in the regional politics of the time. Based in the highlands of what is now Ethiopia and Somalia, Adal became a major force, controlling trade routes and challenging the Christian Ethiopian Empire. The control of these trade routes was crucial, as it allowed Adal to amass wealth and resources, further strengthening its position. The highlands provided a natural fortress, making it difficult for enemies to penetrate. The relationship between Adal and the Ethiopian Empire was complicated. They traded and shared cultural ideas, but their different religions and desire for land often caused tension and eventually led to many years of war in the 16th century. Despite the conflicts, there were periods of relative peace and cooperation where both empires benefited from mutual trade and cultural exchanges. These wars, known as the Muslim-Christian Wars, had a huge impact on the Horn of Africa. The battles were fierce and often devastating, leaving a lasting mark on the region's history. The wars disrupted trade, displaced populations, and led to significant loss of life and property. The Adal Sultanate, under the leadership of Ahmad ibn Ibrahim al-Ghazi, also known as Ahmad Gure or the Left-Handed, launched many attacks against the Ethiopian Empire. Ahmad Gure was a charismatic and strategic leader whose military campaigns were both feared and respected. His leadership brought a new level of intensity to the conflict. Ahmad Gure's army, armed with guns from their Ottoman allies, won many battles, taking control of large parts of Ethiopia. The introduction of firearms changed the nature of warfare in the region, giving Adal a significant advantage. The Ottoman support was crucial, providing not just weapons but also military advisors and training. Facing such a strong enemy, the Ethiopian Empire asked for help from the Portuguese, who sent a small group of soldiers and cannons. This alliance marked a significant moment in the history of the region, as European powers began to play a more direct role in African conflicts. The Portuguese brought not only military aid but also new tactics and strategies. The fighting between Adal and Ethiopia was brutal and destructive for everyone. Cities and towns were destroyed, churches and mosques were torn down, and many people lost their lives. The devastation left deep scars on the landscape and the people, with entire communities being uprooted and displaced. In the end, neither side could defeat the other. However, the conflict had lasting effects, changing borders, creating new alliances, and deepening religious divisions in the Horn of Africa. The legacy of these wars can still be felt today, as the region continues to grapple with the historical divisions and alliances that were forged during this tumultuous period. While wars and politics shaped the early history of Islam in the Horn of Africa, the way it spread and blended with local cultures was also deeply influenced by Sufism, the mystical side of Islam. Sufism focuses on a personal and spiritual connection with God. Sufi practices, known for their ability to adapt to local traditions and their focus on personal faith, resonated with the diverse people of the Horn of Africa. Sufi orders, led by charismatic spiritual leaders called sheikhs, played a crucial role in spreading Islam throughout the region. These sheikhs, respected for their wisdom, piety, and spiritual powers, attracted a large following among both nomadic herders and settled farming communities. Sufi teachings, often shared through poetry, music, and storytelling, emphasized the importance of love, compassion, and seeking spiritual enlightenment. Sufism's ability to blend with local customs and beliefs made it widely accepted in the Horn of Africa. Sufi shrines, often located at the tombs of revered sheikhs, became important pilgrimage sites, attracting people seeking blessings, healing, and spiritual guidance. These shrines became centers of religious and social life, hosting gatherings, festivals, and rituals that brought together people from all walks of life. One of the most important figures in spreading Sufism in the Horn of Africa was Sheikh Yusuf al-Kaunain, a Somali scholar and saint who is believed to have converted many people to Islam. Sheikh Yusuf al-Kaunain's teachings emphasized peace, tolerance, and respect for everyone, regardless of their religion. His legacy continues to inspire Muslims in the Horn of Africa, promoting dialogue and understanding between different faiths. Support us by subscribing to our YouTube channel, Africarized. Like, share, and comment. Follow us on TikTok, Instagram, and X. North Africa, a land of sweeping deserts, bustling cities, and vibrant cultures, has witnessed the ebb and flow of empires and religions throughout its long history. Among the many forces that have shaped the region's identity, Islam stands out as a profound and enduring influence. From the arrival of Arab armies in the 7th century CE, Islam has been deeply intertwined with the social, cultural, and political fabric of North Africa. Prior to the Islamic conquests, North Africa was home to a mix of indigenous Berber communities, as well as Roman and Byzantine influences. Christianity had taken root in the region, but the arrival of Islam ushered in a new era, transforming the religious landscape and leaving an indelible mark on North African societies. This essay delves into the journey of Islam in North Africa, exploring its arrival, spread, and impact on the region's diverse peoples. We will examine the Arab conquests and their role in shaping North African identity, as well as the ways in which Berber groups embraced and adapted Islam to their own cultural contexts. Furthermore, we will highlight the cross-cultural exchanges between North Africa and Sub-Saharan Africa, facilitated by the trans-Saharan trade routes which served as conduits for the spread of Islamic beliefs, knowledge, and goods. The 7th century CE marked a turning point in North African history with the arrival of Arab armies, carrying with them the banner of Islam. This period witnessed a series of decisive military campaigns that would reshape the political and religious map of the region. In 642 CE, the Arabs, led by the skilled general Amr ibn al-As, conquered Egypt, wresting control from the Byzantine Empire. This victory not only secured a strategic foothold in North Africa, but also opened the gateway for further expansion westward. Over the following decades, Arab forces advanced across North Africa, gradually extending their rule over the region known as Bilad al-Maghrib, or the land of the setting sun. The indigenous Berber populations who had long inhabited these lands fiercely resisted the Arab advance, engaging in protracted conflicts and uprisings. However, by 709 CE, the Umayyad Caliphate, an Arab Muslim empire centered in Damascus, had consolidated its control over most of North Africa, integrating it into their vast domain. The Arab conquests had a profound impact on North African societies, ushering in significant political, social, and religious transformations. The establishment of Arab rule led to the introduction of new administrative systems, Arabic language and Islamic law, gradually reshaping the political and legal landscape of the region. The arrival of Islam in North Africa did not result in an immediate or uniform conversion to the new faith. Rather, the spread of Islam was a gradual and complex process marked by both accommodation and resistance, as well as syncretic blending of Islamic beliefs with existing traditions. Initially, Islam spread primarily through urban centers and among the ruling elite, who were more directly influenced by Arab culture and administration. The construction of mosques, the establishment of Islamic courts, and the patronage of Arab rulers played a significant role in disseminating Islamic teachings and practices within these urban environments. Over time, Islam gradually spread to rural areas carried by merchants, traveling scholars, and Sufi mystics, who played a crucial role in making the faith more accessible and appealing to local populations. The process of Islamization, however, varied considerably across different regions and communities. While some Berbers readily embraced Islam, attracted by its message of equality and social justice, others clung to their traditional beliefs, resisting cultural assimilation. Despite the gradual spread of Islam, significant pockets of Christianity persisted in North Africa, particularly in remote areas and among certain Berber tribes. However, the social and political dominance of Islam gradually led to the decline of Christian communities, as they faced increasing pressure to convert or migrate. By the 12th century, Christianity had largely disappeared from North Africa. The story of Islam in North Africa is not simply a narrative of conquest and conversion, but also one of adaptation, resistance, and the emergence of distinct Berber Islamic identities. The Berbers, a diverse group of indigenous peoples who had inhabited North Africa since antiquity, played a pivotal role in shaping the trajectory of Islam in the region. While some Berber groups initially resisted the Arab conquests, others embraced Islam, recognizing its potential to unite them against external forces. As the Berbers gradually adopted Islam, they did not simply abandon their own cultural heritage. Instead, They sought to reconcile their pre-Islamic customs and beliefs with the tenets of their newfound faith, resulting in a unique blend of Arab and Berber traditions that characterized North African Islam. This process of cultural fusion is evident in various aspects of North African society, from language and music to art and architecture. The Berber embrace of Islam, however, was not without its challenges. The Berbers, known for their independent spirit and fierce resistance to external control, often clashed with Arab rulers over political autonomy and religious interpretations. These tensions occasionally erupted into open revolts and the establishment of independent Berber Islamic dynasties, as they sought to assert their own visions of Islamic governance and societal organization. Let's talk about how Islam came to Southern Africa. You see, Southern Africa, with all its different cultures and beautiful places, has a really interesting story about how Islam found its home here. Unlike in North Africa, where Islam arrived with big armies, it came to the south in a much quieter way. It traveled with traders on ships and with people who were sadly taken from their homes as slaves. This story is a big part of Southern Africa's history, showing how strong faith can be and how cultures mix and change over time. Now, Islam arrived in Southern Africa much later than it did in North Africa. Islam reached North Africa in the 600s, but it took a few hundred more years to reach the south. This is why Islam looks a bit different in these two regions. The way people practice Islam in Southern Africa is unique because of how it arrived and how it mixed with the cultures already there. The story of Islam in Southern Africa is all about how people overcame challenges and adjusted to a new place. It started small, mainly among people who were brought here as slaves, but it grew and grew, becoming a big and important part of life in Southern Africa. This shows us that faith is powerful and can cross oceans and cultures, bringing people together. It's a story that's still being written today, making Southern Africa even more diverse and interesting. Did you know that people were trading between Africa and other countries long before Europeans arrived? It's true. The eastern coast of Africa was a busy place, with Arab traders sailing across the Indian Ocean. They traded with people from the Arabian Peninsula, Persia, India, and even further. Now, they mostly traded goods, but they also shared their cultures and religions, including Islam. This is how Islam first came to the coastal parts of Southern Africa. While people in the interior of Southern Africa didn't see these traders, people living on the coast started to learn about Islam and even began to follow it. These Muslim traders weren't like armies. They came in peace. They saw that Southern Africa was a good place for business, so they built settlements and lived alongside the people who were already there. This peaceful way of life helped Islam to spread, and many people chose to become Muslim because they wanted to, not because they were forced. The story of how Islam arrived in Southern Africa through trade shows us that people have always been connected, even in ancient times. They might have started trading for goods, but they ended up sharing something much bigger, their faith. This changed the way people in Southern Africa understood the world and their place in it. The story of Islam in Southern Africa takes a sad turn with the slave trade. European countries took people from Southeast Asia, especially the Malay archipelago, to work as slaves. Many were Muslims who held onto their faith for comfort and strength. They brought their unique culture and ways of practicing Islam to the Cape. Despite hardships, they prayed, found secret places to worship, and taught their children about Islam. Sheikh Yusuf, a scholar from Indonesia, became a leader for the Muslim community. He ensured their practices stayed strong. The Malay slaves were the main reason Islam grew in Southern Africa. They never gave up on their faith, leading to thriving Muslim communities today. Their story shows the strength of the human spirit and how faith can help us through dark times. In the 1800s, Southern Africa saw an influx of people from British India, many of whom were Muslims. They arrived as indentured laborers, working on sugarcane farms and in coal mines. Unlike Malay slaves, these workers had more freedom to practice their religion and culture. They built mosques, madrasas, and community centers. This wave of Indian Muslims brought renewed energy for Islam, adding to what Malay Muslims had established. Mosques became places to pray, socialize, and learn. fostering a sense of belonging. The number of Muslims in southern Africa grew significantly during this period. Indian Muslims also fought for workers' rights and against colonial injustices. Now let's talk about how mosques and Islamic education became so important in southern Africa. These places became like cornerstones for Muslim communities, giving them not just a place to pray, but also a place to learn and keep their culture alive. Madrasas, the Islamic schools, made sure that children learned about Islam and its values so they could pass that knowledge down to their own children one day. Mosques, with their doors always open, became places where Muslims from all walks of life could come together, share their faith, and support each other. This helped Islam become a bigger part of life in southern Africa, showing everyone that it was a religion of peace and togetherness. Now imagine a beautiful tapestry with all sorts of threads woven together. That's what it was like as Islam slowly became a part of everyday life in southern Africa. Over time, people started to see Islamic traditions and values everywhere, from the way people interacted with each other to how they fought for what they believed in. Muslim communities were very active in trying to make things fairer for everyone. They spoke out against injustice, fought for equal rights, and stood up for what was right. And they didn't just focus on things related to Islam, they cared about all the issues affecting people in their communities. Islam teaches us to care for everyone regardless of their background, and that's exactly what Muslims in southern Africa were doing. This inclusive nature of Islam made it easy for people from all backgrounds to connect with it. And that's why it became such an important part of the diverse culture of southern Africa. Today, Islam is a thriving and diverse part of southern Africa. This shows just how strong and adaptable both the faith and its followers are. We see Muslim communities all over the region contributing to so many different parts of life, like education, business, the arts, and even politics. The hard work of those early Muslim settlers, both Malay and Indian, continues to shape the religious and cultural landscape of southern Africa. They planted the seeds by building mosques, madrasas, and community centers, and those seeds have grown into strong trees that continue to flourish. As we look ahead, the story of Islam in southern Africa reminds us that this part of the world is a beautiful mix of cultures and beliefs, all adding their own unique colors to the tapestry. Africa is a huge place with many different cultures, religions, and traditions. This diversity is what makes the continent so rich and vibrant, with each region offering its own unique tapestry of beliefs and practices. Islam is a big part of this, shaping the lives of millions of people and influencing Africa's history, societies, and politics. It has been a significant force for centuries, leaving an indelible mark on the continent. From North Africa to East Africa and all the way to West Africa, Islam is a part of everyday life. It is woven into the fabric of society, influencing everything from daily routines to major life events. This video explores contemporary Islam in Africa, looking at how it has evolved over time and continues to shape the lives of millions. We'll look at how it changed after colonialism, examining the shifts in religious practices and the resurgence of traditional beliefs, the rise of Islamic political movements which have played a crucial role in shaping modern African states and their policies, and the challenges and opportunities ahead. We'll explore how young Africans are navigating their faith in a rapidly changing world. We'll travel across this big continent, looking at how faith, politics, and society all connect and how these connections shape the lives of millions, and showing the many sides of Islam in Africa today. From bustling cities to quiet villages, Islam is practiced in diverse ways. It's important to remember that Africa is not all the same, and neither is Islam. The religion adapts and evolves, reflecting the local cultures and traditions. Islam has many different forms, shaped by local customs and traditions. This diversity is a testament to the adaptability and resilience of the faith. From Senegal to the East African coast, Islam has changed and grown, reflecting the unique character of each region. Join us as we explore this fascinating journey of faith across Africa. Colonialism left a big mark on Africa. It was a time of oppression and unfairness. But during this time, Islam became a powerful force for change, bringing people together from different backgrounds to fight for freedom. Across Africa, mosques became centers of resistance against colonial rule. Leaders used these places to rally their communities. Islamic teachings about justice, equality, and self-determination inspired people to fight for their freedom. In Algeria, the fight for independence from France was closely tied to Islam. Religious leaders played a big part in encouraging people to resist. In Senegal, Islamic groups helped organize support for independence. When African nations became independent, there was a lot of hope. But colonialism left behind weak governments that faced big challenges. One big question was Islam's role in public life. Should new countries separate religion from the government, or should they include Islamic principles in their laws? Some countries like Senegal and Nigeria chose to have secular governments respecting all religions. Others like Sudan and Mauritania included parts of Islamic law in their legal systems. Section 4. Different Voices. The Growth of Islamic Political Movements. After independence, many different Islamic political movements appeared in Africa, each with its own ideas about Islam and its role in society. These movements, some peaceful and some not, wanted to influence politics. Some groups, like the Muslim Brotherhood in Egypt, wanted gradual political change through peaceful means. Others, like Boko Haram in Nigeria, used violence and wanted to create Islamic states. It's important to remember that these movements are all different. Their ideas, strategies, and goals vary widely, shaped by local events and leaders. Their rise isn't just about religion. Politics, economics, and social issues all play a part. Section 5. Facing Extremism, a Dark Cloud Over the Continent. This section delves into the pressing issue of extremism that has cast a long, dark shadow over various parts of Africa. Extremism has caused big problems in parts of Africa, threatening peace and safety. The daily lives of ordinary people are disrupted, and the atmosphere is often tense and fearful. Groups like Boko Haram in Nigeria, Al-Shabaab in Somalia, and Ansar Dine in Mali have caused a lot of harm, attacking people and making them afraid. Their violent actions have left a trail of destruction, with ruined buildings and deserted streets as stark reminders of their presence. Their beliefs, often based on extreme interpretations of Islam, take advantage of existing problems like poverty and corruption to recruit followers. These groups exploit the vulnerabilities of young men in slum areas and rural communities, promising them a sense of purpose and belonging. Many things contribute to extremism, from lack of jobs to unfair governments and ethnic tensions. Unemployment leaves many young people with few options, while corrupt and unfair governments fuel resentment and anger. Ethnic tensions further complicate the situation, creating a breeding ground for extremist ideologies. Solving this problem requires more than just military action. While peacekeeping forces play a crucial role, lasting solutions must involve community leaders and grassroots efforts. We need to address the root causes of extremism, like poverty and lack of education, while also encouraging religious tolerance and empowering communities. Education, economic opportunities, and interfaith dialogue are key to building a more peaceful and resilient society. Section 6. Building Connections. Talking between religions in a diverse Africa. Even with the challenges of extremism, Africa is a place where many religions have lived together for a long time. This coexistence is a testament to the resilience and adaptability of its people. This shows how important it is for different religious communities to talk to each other and cooperate. Dialogue is the first step towards mutual understanding and respect. Across Africa, people are working to build understanding and peace between different faiths. These efforts are crucial in creating a harmonious society. These efforts include meetings between religious leaders, youth camps and community events that bring people together, and educational programs that teach tolerance and respect. Schools and community centers play a vital role in these educational initiatives. By focusing on shared values like compassion, justice, and empathy and peace, these initiatives try to counter hate and encourage unity. Public demonstrations and peace marches are powerful symbols of this unity. The way to a better future is to recognize that we are all human and work together to understand and respect each other. Only through collective effort can we hope to build a peaceful and inclusive society. Section 7. Conclusion. Islam in Africa. a story of strength and change. The story of Islam in Africa is a complicated one. It's a story of strength and change. From its role in resisting colonial rule to its influence today, Islam remains a powerful force. While there are challenges like extremism and the need for better understanding between religions, the strength of African Muslims and their commitment to peace and justice give us hope. As Africa continues to change, Islam will continue to be an important part of its future. Understanding the complexities of Islam in Africa, with its different voices and ideas, is essential for encouraging peaceful coexistence and creating a better world for everyone. Welcome to our exploration of the profound cultural impact of Islam in Africa. Now, I know what you're thinking. Islam in Africa? Isn't that like a whole continent and a half? And you'd be right, but that's the beauty of it, isn't it? We're about to dive into this incredible tapestry of cultures woven together over centuries. In this video, we'll delve into the rich tapestry of art, music, literature, festivals, traditions, and architecture influenced by Islam across the African continent. We're talking about the kind of influence that doesn't just sit on the surface. Oh no, this is deep, ingrained, part of the DNA of these cultures. So buckle up, because we're about to go on a journey from the sands of the Sahara to the bustling streets of Lagos. From ancient manuscripts to modern-day music festivals. Trust me, you don't want to miss this. All right, let's talk art, music, and literature. These are not just forms of expression, but are deeply intertwined with the cultural and spiritual fabric of societies. Now, when we think of Islamic art, the first thing that might pop into our heads is the intricate geometric patterns, the calligraphy, the arabesque designs. These elements are not just decorative, but carry profound spiritual significance. And yes, you'll find those in abundance across Africa. The influence of Islamic art is evident in the architecture, where these patterns create a sense of harmony and infinity. But what's fascinating is how these traditional Islamic elements get infused with local aesthetics, creating something truly unique. This fusion results in a vibrant tapestry of cultural expression. Take, for example, the Timbuktu manuscripts. These are treasures of knowledge and art. These ancient texts, some dating back to the 13th century, are more than just religious documents. They are a testament to the rich intellectual history of the region. They cover everything from astronomy and mathematics to medicine and poetry. And the calligraphy? Exquisite. Each manuscript is a work of art in its own right. It's like each stroke of the pen is a prayer, a meditation. The dedication and skill involved are truly awe-inspiring. Then you've got the vibrant textiles of West Africa, like the Aso-Oke cloth of the Yoruba people. These textiles are more than just fabric. They are a form of storytelling. These hand-woven fabrics, often adorned with intricate patterns and bold colors, are a staple at weddings, festivals, and other important occasions. They symbolize identity, status, and heritage. And while the weaving techniques might be centuries old, the designs often incorporate Islamic motifs, showcasing this beautiful blend of tradition and faith. This blend is a testament to the enduring influence of Islamic culture. And let's not forget about the music. Music is a universal language that transcends boundaries. Islamic influence in African music is undeniable. It adds a spiritual dimension that resonates deeply with the listeners. From the soulful melodies of the Nawa music of Morocco, with its roots in Sufi traditions, to the rhythmic chanting of the Bay Fall singers of Senegal, you can hear the echoes of Islamic devotion in every note. To the rhythmic chanting of the Bay Fall singers of Senegal, you can hear the echoes of Islamic devotion in every note. These performances are not just entertainment, they are acts of worship, but it's not just about religious music. The influence extends to secular music as well. Even secular music in many parts of Africa carries the legacy of Islamic influence. The rhythms, the instruments, the themes, they all reflect this rich heritage. The use of instruments like the oud, the ney, and the darbuka, all with roots in the Middle East, adds a distinct flavor to the music. These instruments bring a unique sound that enriches the musical landscape. And the darbuka, all with roots in the Middle East, adds a distinct flavor to the music. These instruments bring a unique sound that enriches the musical landscape. And then there's the storytelling. Stories are the lifeblood of culture, and in Africa, they are a vital part of the social fabric. African oral traditions are legendary, and Islamic stories like those of the prophets and the tales from the Quran have found a natural home in these traditions. These stories are passed down through generations, preserving history and values. Epic poems like the Sundiata from Mali, which tells the story of the founder of the Mali Empire, often weave in Islamic themes of justice, faith, and destiny. These epics are more than just stories, they are moral guides. It's like this incredible conversation happening across time and cultures. The dialogue between African and Islamic traditions enriches both, creating a shared heritage. Islamic traditions meet African artistry, and what emerges is something richer, more nuanced, more beautiful because of that interaction. This fusion is a testament to the power of cultural exchange and mutual respect. Now let's talk about festivals, because if there's one thing we know about Africa, it's that Africans know how to celebrate. From the bustling streets to the quiet villages, the spirit of festivity is always in the air. And when it comes to Islamic festivals, well, let's just say they don't hold back. The celebrations are grand, vibrant, and deeply rooted in tradition. Take Eid al-Fitr, the festival marking the end of Ramadan. It's a time of joy and gratitude, celebrated with much enthusiasm. Across the continent, families and communities come together to feast, exchange gifts, and celebrate the breaking of the fast. The sense of community and togetherness is palpable. But here's the thing. Each region adds its own unique flavor to the festivities. The diversity in celebration styles is truly fascinating. In Morocco, you might find yourself sipping on sweet mint tea and indulging in delicious pastries like chabakia. These treats are a staple during the festive season. Meanwhile, in Senegal, the streets come alive with the sound of drumming and dancing as people celebrate with bowls of tiaboudienne, a flavorful fish and rice dish. The energy is infectious. And then there's Eid al-Adha, the festival of sacrifice. This festival holds a special place in the hearts of many. This is a time for families to come together, share a meal, and reflect on the values of sacrifice and generosity. It's a moment of deep spiritual significance. But it's also a time for some pretty incredible cultural displays. The performances and traditions are a sight to behold. In Niger, for example, the Wodabe people celebrate Gerevol, a festival where men dress in elaborate costumes and perform dances to attract a wife. It's a unique and colorful tradition. It's a vibrant celebration of love, beauty, and tradition, all set against the backdrop of this important Islamic holiday. The festival is a testament to the rich cultural tapestry of Africa, but it's not just the big festivals that showcase the cultural impact of Islam. The everyday practices are equally significant. Everyday traditions, like the naming ceremonies for newborns, often incorporate Islamic prayers and blessings. These ceremonies are intimate and heartfelt, and even the way people greet each other, with the traditional Assalamu alaikum, peace be upon you, reflects the values of peace and respect that are central to Islam. It's a beautiful expression of goodwill, and let's be real, no discussion about Islamic traditions in Africa would be complete without mentioning the art of henna. This art form is cherished across the continent. This intricate body art, using dye derived from the henna plant, is more than just decoration. It's a tradition passed down through generations. It's a symbol of beauty, celebration, and even spiritual protection. The designs are often intricate and meaningful, from the elaborate designs adorning the hands and feet of brides in Morocco to the geometric patterns painted on the arms of women in Sudan. Henna is a powerful expression of cultural and religious identity. It's a form of art that tells a story. So as you can see, the cultural impact of Islam in Africa goes beyond just observing religious holidays. It's a way of life. It's woven into the very fabric of daily life, adding color, flavor, and meaning to every celebration. The influence is profound and enduring. Chapter 3. Sacred Spaces. A legacy in stone and sand. All right, let's talk architecture, because when Islam spread to Africa, it didn't just bring new ideas, it brought a whole new way of thinking about space, about design, about the places where faith and daily life intersect. This transformation was not just physical, but also deeply cultural, influencing the very fabric of African societies. Now you might already be picturing the majestic mosques of the Middle East with their towering minarets and shimmering domes. These structures are iconic, representing the grandeur and spiritual significance of Islamic architecture. And yes, you'll find echoes of that architectural grandeur in Africa too. The influence is unmistakable, yet it is uniquely adapted to the local context. But what's fascinating is how these Islamic architectural styles get blended with local traditions, creating something totally unique to the continent. This fusion results in structures that are not only functional but also deeply symbolic. Take the Great Mosque of Jenne in Mali, for example. This mosque is a marvel of engineering and design, standing as a beacon of cultural synthesis. This UNESCO World Heritage Site, made entirely of mud brick, is a testament to the ingenuity and artistry of African architects. Its construction techniques have been passed down through generations, preserving a rich heritage. Its towering spires, punctuated by bundles of rhodia palm sticks, seem to reach for the heavens, while the intricate mud plaster designs create a sense of awe and wonder. These elements are not just decorative, but also serve practical purposes, such as providing structural support. Then you've got the mosques of Lamu Island in Kenya, a place where time seems to stand still. The island's architecture reflects a slower, more contemplative pace of life. These coral stone structures, with their intricately carved doors and peaceful courtyards, reflect the island's rich Swahili heritage, a culture born from the fusion of Arab and African traditions. The craftsmanship in these buildings tells stories of cultural exchange and mutual respect. But it's not just mosques that showcase the Islamic architectural influence. This influence extends to various types of buildings, including educational institutions and residential spaces. Look at the ancient city of Timbuktu, once a thriving center of Islamic scholarship. This city was a hub of knowledge and culture, attracting scholars from all over the Islamic world. The Sankore Madrasa, a 14th century Islamic university, is a testament to the intellectual and cultural vibrancy of the Mali Empire. It stands as a monument to the pursuit of knowledge and the exchange of ideas. And then there are the tombs of the saints, often places of pilgrimage and reverence. These sites are imbued with spiritual significance, drawing visitors from near and far. The tomb of Askir in Mali, with its pyramid-shaped structure, is a powerful symbol of the reach and influence of Islam in West Africa. It serves as a reminder of the region's historical connections to the broader Islamic world. But here's the thing about Islamic architecture: it's not just about grand structures. It's also about the smaller, more intimate spaces that foster community and spiritual growth. It's about creating spaces that foster a sense of peace, contemplation, and connection. These spaces are designed to be sanctuaries from the outside world, places where one can find solace and inspiration. The use of geometric patterns, for example, isn't just about aesthetics. These patterns are deeply symbolic, representing the infinite nature of creation and the unity of all things. It's about reflecting the order and beauty of the natural world, reminding us of the divine presence in all things. These designs encourage us to see the sacred in the everyday. And the courtyards, often filled with fountains and gardens, aren't just there to look pretty. They serve as oases of calm, providing a refreshing contrast to the arid landscapes. They're designed to provide shade from the scorching sun, to create a sense of tranquility and respite from the hustle and bustle of daily life. These spaces are essential for community gatherings and personal reflection. So as you can see, the legacy of Islam in African architecture is about more than just bricks and mortar. It's about creating environments that reflect the values and beliefs of the community. It's about creating spaces that nourish the soul, inspire the mind, and connect us to something greater than ourselves. These architectural marvels stand as enduring symbols of a rich and diverse cultural heritage. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the cultural impact of Islam in Africa. We've only just scratched the surface of this rich and complex tapestry, but I hope you've gained a new appreciation for the beauty, diversity, and interconnectedness of African cultures. From the vibrant art and music to the soul-stirring festivals and the awe-inspiring architecture, the influence of Islam is undeniable. It's a testament to the power of culture to transcend borders, to bridge differences, and to create something truly beautiful. Africa, a continent of vibrant diversity, holds the second largest Muslim population globally. This vast land, with its myriad cultures and languages, has been a fertile ground for the growth and spread of Islam. From the bustling markets of Marrakesh to the serene deserts of Sudan, the influence of Islam is deeply woven into the fabric of African society. This essay embarks on a journey through time, exploring the profound influence of Islam on this magnificent continent. We will traverse the sands of history, uncovering the stories of scholars, traders, and kings who embraced and propagated the faith. From its arrival in the 7th century to its projected growth in the decades to come, Islam has left an indelible mark on Africa's cultural, social, and political landscapes. The early mosques, built with local materials, stand as a testament to the ingenuity and adaptability of African Muslims. This exploration delves into the historical arrival and spread of Islam, highlighting its peaceful beginnings and the crucial role of trade routes. These routes not only facilitated the exchange of goods, but also ideas, leading to a rich tapestry of cultural and religious syncretism. We'll uncover the rise of powerful empires like Mali and Songhai, shaped by Islamic principles. These empires became centers of learning and culture, attracting scholars and traders from across the Islamic world. Further, we will uncover the syncretic nature of Islam in Africa, where it intertwined with existing beliefs and traditions, enriching the continent's cultural tapestry. This blending of traditions has given rise to unique practices and celebrations, showcasing the harmonious coexistence of diverse cultural elements. In the 7th century CE, Islam found its way to the shores of Africa, not through conquest, but through the peaceful arrival of refugees seeking solace from persecution. These early Muslims, fleeing from the harsh conditions in their homeland, were welcomed by the African communities who offered them refuge and a new beginning. This marked the start of a significant cultural and religious exchange that would shape the region for centuries to come. These early Muslim communities settled in the Horn of Africa, laying the foundation for Islam's enduring presence. They built homes, mosques, and schools, integrating their way of life with the local traditions. The Horn of Africa became a melting pot of cultures where Islamic teachings blended harmoniously with African customs, creating a unique and rich cultural tapestry. However, it was the intricate network of trade routes that truly facilitated the spread of Islam across the continent. These routes, traversed by caravans and traders, connected distant regions and allowed for the exchange of not only goods but also ideas and beliefs. The trade routes became arteries of cultural diffusion, carrying the message of Islam far and wide. Along the East African coast, Arab traders, carrying not just goods but also their faith, engaged in cultural exchange with local communities. These interactions were marked by mutual respect and understanding, as traders and locals shared knowledge, traditions, and religious practices. The coastal markets buzzed with activity, becoming centers of both commerce and cultural exchange. This interaction led to the gradual adoption of Islam in regions like the Swahili coast, demonstrating the faith's peaceful dissemination through trade and cultural exchange. The Swahili coast, with its historical buildings and vibrant markets, stands as a testament to this rich history. Here, the blending of Arab and African influences created a unique cultural identity that continues to thrive to this day. As Islam flourished, it played a pivotal role in shaping the destiny of powerful empires that rose across Africa. The empires of Mali and Songhai stand as testaments to Islam's influence on governance, scholarship, and cultural identity. Mansa Musa, the legendary ruler of the Mali Empire, famously embarked on a pilgrimage to Mecca in 1324. This journey, a testament to his devout faith, showcased the wealth and power of his empire to the world. The legacy of Mansa Musa and the empires of Mali and Songhai exemplify how Islam became intertwined with political power and cultural identity in Africa. One of the most remarkable aspects of Islam in Africa is its syncretic nature. Unlike the notion of a monolithic Islam, the faith in Africa adapted to local contexts, blending with existing traditions and beliefs. This fusion resulted in diverse expressions of Islam, unique to each region and community. This syncretism is evident in various aspects of life, from religious practices to social customs. African music, art and architecture bear witness to the harmonious blend of Islamic and indigenous traditions. This adaptability and openness to cultural exchange are hallmarks of Islam in Africa, contributing to its enduring appeal and resilience. The enduring mark of Islam is evident in how it has shaped culture and identity across Africa. From the bustling cities to the serene rural landscapes, the influence of Islam is woven into the very fabric of African life. It is not just a religion, but a way of life that has permeated various aspects of society. Islam's influence on African culture extends far beyond the realm of religion. It has enriched the continent's music, dance, and culinary traditions, creating a unique blend that is distinctly African yet deeply rooted in Islamic principles. The vibrant markets and lively performances are a testament to this cultural fusion. It has profoundly impacted family structures, emphasizing the importance of kinship and community ties. The teachings of Islam have reinforced the significance of family bonds, encouraging a sense of unity and mutual support that is evident in daily life and communal celebrations. The values of hospitality, generosity, and respect for elders, deeply ingrained in Islamic teachings, resonate strongly with traditional African values. These shared principles have fostered a culture of warmth and inclusivity, where guests are treated with the utmost respect and elders are revered for their wisdom. Moreover, Islam has played a significant role in shaping artistic expressions across the continent. African artisans have seamlessly integrated Islamic motifs into their work, creating masterpieces that reflect a blend of cultural influences. This artistic synergy is evident in the intricate designs and vibrant colors that characterize African art. From the intricate geometric patterns of mosques to the elegant calligraphy adorning manuscripts, Islamic aesthetics have left an indelible mark on African art and architecture. The fusion of these elements has resulted in a unique architectural style that is both functional and beautiful, showcasing the creativity and skill of African builders and artists. This fusion of artistic traditions reflects the harmonious coexistence of Islam within the diverse cultural landscape of Africa. It is a testament to the adaptability and resilience of African cultures which have embraced and integrated Islamic influences while preserving their unique identities. The result is a rich tapestry of cultural expressions that celebrate both diversity and unity. Section 6. Islam's legacy, education, justice, and societal values. Education has always held a place of high regard within Islam, and this emphasis on knowledge acquisition is evident in its historical role in Africa. Mosques, often serving as centers of learning, provided education in religious sciences, Arabic language, and other subjects. Furthermore, Islamic principles of justice, fairness, and equality have influenced social justice movements across the continent. The fight against colonialism and apartheid, for instance, drew inspiration from Islamic teachings on liberation and social responsibility. This legacy of resistance and the pursuit of justice remain integral to the identity of many African Muslim communities. Section 7. The future of faith, Islam's growing presence in Africa. Looking ahead, Islam is projected to experience significant growth in Africa, solidifying its position as a major religious force on the continent. This growth is attributed to factors such as high birth rates and the appeal of Islam's teachings to younger generations. However, this growth is not without its challenges. The rise of extremist ideologies poses a threat to stability and peace in some regions. Addressing the root causes of extremism, promoting interfaith dialogue, and empowering moderate voices are crucial for ensuring a future where Islam continues to contribute positively to Africa's development. Section 8. Navigating modernity, challenges and opportunities. As Africa navigates the complexities of globalization and technological advancement, Muslims on the continent are grappling with the challenges and opportunities presented by modernity. Balancing religious observance with modern lifestyles, engaging with secular education systems, and addressing issues like gender equality and human rights within an Islamic framework are just some of the ongoing discussions. Despite these challenges, African Muslims are actively shaping their own narratives, drawing upon their rich heritage and Islamic values to contribute to their societies. From entrepreneurship and innovation to social activism and political participation, Muslims are playing a vital role in shaping the future of Africa. Section 9. Conclusion. Islam's enduring legacy in Africa. Islam's journey in Africa is a testament to its adaptability, resilience, and capacity for peaceful coexistence. From its humble beginnings to its current status as a major faith, Islam has left an enduring legacy on the continent, shaping its culture, identity, and destiny. As Africa continues to evolve, Islam will undoubtedly remain a powerful force, influencing its social, political, and cultural landscapes for generations to come. Understanding the historical journey, the enduring legacy, and the future prospects of Islam in Africa is essential for comprehending the complexities of this vibrant continent. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to our Africarized YouTube channel. Like, share, and comment. See you in the next video.